Hello and welcome to Squeenie Central. So I've been trying to get everything in the ground. Of course, I'm not done yet. It is a overcast day, so what I'm actually going to do today, I have beneficial nematodes, and it rained all day yesterday. It's still kind of raining today, but I'm going to try to spray as much as my yard and my garden. Spray the garden with the beneficial nematodes. Now these are live nematodes. They're like bugs, and they will eat any grubs that are starting right now, the grubs of squash bugs, the grubs of anything that the grub form. So that's my plan today. It'll take me a little bit because I am going to do, like I said, the yard, as much as the yard as I can. Well, I have 2 acres. I'm not doing all 2 acres. I'm doing around the yard as much as I can. The garden, the area that my dog's in, because the type of beneficial nematodes we get also supposed to help with fleas, and it helps with mosquitoes, Japanese beetles, all those fun things. So that is my job today. That's my job. To show you, I went ahead and I got this bed. It's usually to say this half of this bed is planted with tomatoes on its bamboo sticks. Most bamboos, I think I have 2 tomatoes almost per bamboo that I'll be like tying to, or being supported by 2 tomato plants by each bamboo. I still have tomato plants that need to go. I still have these guys I got to get in the ground. Not all of them, but there's like 4 or 5 different other types that I want to plant. They're supposed to go over in that bed, so I just need to get the bamboo in. I need to get a little bit more soil in there just before I do that. But I also ended up planting out my peppers. I'll show you where I planted most of them, but the extras I had, I planted here. I planted them on this side of the tomatoes because as the tomatoes grow, they'll help shade them. And our sun rises that way and goes across, so they're still going to get a good amount of sun, but they'll be shaded. And then they'll still be sun, and then they'll be sun, and then they'll be shaded again. So I put peppers, just a couple here, across the front, only in this half of the bed. So that's good. I got the tomatoes in the ground. Most look good. When this rain finally stops, probably either tomorrow or the day after, I'll actually give them a little dose of fertilizer and PT booster in there to make sure that they have a healthy start. I did plant them with, I did add a little bit of eggshell inside of them when I planted them. Oh, I have a flower over here. I have a squash flower. What are you doing? Get out of here. I have a squash flower. So the bed under the trellis. But here we go. Beans, squash. Get out. Beans, squash. Behind there, those little sprouts is actually corn. Not as many beans. I have to see what kind of beans though were. They're not coming up as well. And flowers and squash. And I am going to be training these up onto these poles. So I'm going to pop off the lower leaves as they grow so they don't overshadow all the beans. Beans, more squash. So we'll see how this works this year. I didn't do a great job of it last year. But I also didn't start at the beginning last year. So those are the beans. I did a little bit of a row cover. Not really. I have the stands. I just haven't done it. The hoops, you can put on those guys. I'll probably do that in a couple days, hopefully. Here we are. This is where I was going initially. And these are my Like the Cool plants have started. I do not remember what's right here. I have to look at my planner app. But I think this right here is spinach. Looks like spinach coming up here. I planted spinaches and lettuce. I think I planted some Chinese lettuce as well. Here, some more things coming up. Again, I have to look at what it is because I can't remember. I think these are mostly lettuces right over here. I don't remember what that is, but I'm curious because it's curly leafed. And then my soybean. I got 4 soy plants. We'll see what we get from them. They're doing well. They're in the sunniest part, kind of here. So, we'll see how they do. And everything else is still good in this little tunnel. I'll have work to do soon. I still have to figure this out. I'm thinking, no, I'm not. I have no idea. I'm still going to have trouble getting through over here, but we'll see. Like bend down. My back. to get through here. So, come on, Kamaria. One more, let's go. I do have some cucumbers coming up. Cucumbers in here. I pulled all these. Several cucumbers coming up since I went and pulled all the mint, so that's awesome. So they'll go up this trellis here. Tomatillos. Those are the ground cherries. There's nothing in here. Get down. Come here. Come here. And then this is the potato bed. I don't have any sprouting up yet. I'm gonna cover with straw, but I'm just waiting. I don't believe those are potato leaves, but there's more cucumbers right here that I planted. So they'll use this side of the trellis, and then cucamelons, which have been growing here for the last 3 years. That's actually a really good one right there in the corner. Those will definitely use the trellis, a vine like crazy. And there's several plants because they're so tiny, they just, when they drop, they leave seeds everywhere. So that's cool. Exciting. That's the main garden for the most part. I have to get my eggplant out still. I have to get the squash down. I have to finish putting the fence up for where the watermelons and pumpkin. Come on, Mar. Come on. Kamaria, come. Where the watermelons and pumpkins. Come on, keep coming. Good girl. No. Come on. She's so distractible. But I have to finish putting the fence up and getting some more, and when I empty out the other chicken coop, put that chicken manure down there to help absorb some of the, some of the mushrooms. I'm also going to put down some potassium bicarbonate down there, which will help get rid of the mushrooms because it's a fungi and that will lead to mold on my squash plants. I don't want that. All right, let's see. This is where I planted a lot of my peppers. So there's 2 peppers in per 5-gallon bucket. I'm hoping that they'll grow here well established. And then hopefully I can try to overwinter. I will try to overwinter these guys. We'll see. I'm not very successful with overwintering, but why? Can't stop trying, right? Here is a key lime tree. So the little one in the green pot I just bought because the one in the big pot died. But then all of a sudden, these are its remnants, it decided it wanted to live. So it's got sprouts on the bottom. And this one here, so I might have 2 key lime plants. Not key lime, variegated lemon. Variegated lemon, that's what those are. And this is just awesome. Do you see it? And get closer. You see them? All the flowers. All the flowers. Blackberries will be coming soon. They'll be coming soon. I'm so excited. So right here is where I'm going to plant my winter squash loofah. And this is where I have to take out a lot of the cement. So I just started right down here, like this first 5 feet. And I've pulled all the weeds. And I'm laying some cardboard down. Every year I have to add new dirt to this because it's not an actual bed and the dirt just gets scooped out. So, and my son is going to get some dirt from what we pulled out of the chicken coop, and we're going to put it down here. This is dirt from the bottom of my chicken's run. We add wood chips almost every year, but we hadn't been taking the wood chips out and it had built up a lot, so kind of gross. So we're just going to lay this down and then I'm going to lay some topsoil on top of it. Okay, so I just made a decision in my pulling that I'm an idiot. So I'm sitting here doing this and I was like in my brain thinking about what I was going to what I was going to say for this video about this section of the garden where I grow my winter squash up this trellis. And I was thinking, well, you know, every year we put new dirt down because, you know, the chickens come and they scoop it out in the fall when I let them in, and, you know, and we kind of, the rain washes it away. And then I was sitting there, all of a sudden I was like, why isn't it a bed? And in my brain I was like, I have no idea why it's not a bed. So I'm going to make it a bed. This is a piece of wood that was cut off of the one I showed you in a previous video from way over there that we added that wall to. So I think they're 16 feet long. This is probably like 17 feet long, so just a little longer than those pieces of wood, but I have 4 more of them. No, I have 3 more of them. I'm gonna grab the 2. I'm gonna grab 2, put one on this side, so I just wanted to see what it would look like with this guy right here. So I'm going to, it's gonna be a small skinny bed because all it's needed, and I'm going to have this be an actual bed. Now it's gonna be a very low bed right now. I'm not going to add too much dirt to it because I don't have it to add that's good enough right now that I want to use. I have a bunch of clay sitting in front of my house right now that I got to get rid of. But I'm going to add what dirt I have from the chicken coop on the bottom, which is what I think I showed that a minute ago. I do want this to stand up for now. The chicken coop on the bottom, and I guess some of the bags that I was going to put in the greenhouse, I'll keep using those because I only use 2 bags, and actually not even 1.5 bags so far, but I'll use some of those and fill it up. So I'm going to have it here, which is like, what, 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet, and then I'm just going to have it literally right on the other side of the trellis here, and that'll help keep up and down this trellis. That'll help keep the weeds down. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna actually make it a bed, because why isn't it a bed? I don't know, it just isn't. So this is gonna become a bed. We'll see how long it takes me to get it there. Hopefully within this weekend. I'll do it this weekend. Like my oldest said he'd come over, I'll have him help me, and this will be a bed. It won't take that long to build, and it shouldn't take that long to fill. I might leave the mint on that side, I don't know, but it's gonna be a bed. So I'm gonna just quick drop some more, because I put some loofahs in here already. Those are my loofahs right there. And I put some winter squash here. I think I put a butternut squash in here, or a banana, I don't even know right now. And I'm gonna put a couple more squashes in here. Probably more than need to be there, but because we have terrible squash vine borers, this will hopefully let most of them live, or some of them live, or 2 of them live. And we're gonna get with this. This is gonna be cool. So thanks for joining me, and thanks for helping me figure out that this should be a bed. Don't know why it hasn't been, but have a blessed day, and we'll see you later. Bye.